Lizard from Esris here. We were contacted by this Chinese company called Noontec who wanted to send us some of their new headphones to demo and review. These are a set of their wireless and wired headphones. So let's see what we've got. Here they are, Hammo Wireless. So, over-ear headphones. It's quite a nice package actually, and well put together. I think these retail for about $100. So that's everything that it comes with. Right, so let's just take a quick look in the box. It's not easy to do one-handed. Right. So we've got some instructions. User manual. And they come in quite a nice case by the looks of things. So it's the cable. It's a rubberized flat cable. So it's like a carbon fibre zip case. So there they are, and for some reason they're on. Interesting. So yeah, they compact up in quite an interesting way. Look at that, they sort of fold in on each other. Volume and power controls. Oh. Another cable. Smaller one by the looks of it, probably if you were out and about using your mobile or something. And assume that's the charging cable. USB to 3.5 mil. 4-inch adapter. That's everything. So that's quite a cool package. I like the case as well. So you got a couple of leads, charging cable, adapter, manual, headphones themselves, and they've been on all the way from China, and the case. So we're going to spend some time with these, me and Tom, the drummer, and Esris. We're both going to use them for a few days, and then we're going to report back. Esris here. We're looking at these headphones today, which we were sent kind of out of the blue by a Chinese company called Noontec, and they're wired and wireless Bluetooth headphones, closed back. We'd never even heard of them.
No.
The company, no idea at all. Yeah, they're very good value. They're $99. The kind of competition in that range is not very good sounding headphones, mostly. Especially considering they're Bluetooth, you know, they're wireless, and you've got all the wired stuff which you've already seen in the intro. When I first used them, I just used them wirelessly. It's really easy to hook them up to your phone or whatever Bluetooth device, and they work flawlessly, and they sounded very good. To be honest, I was surprised. I wasn't expecting them to sound as good as they do. I'd say the sort of plasticiness of them is probably their weakest point, but doesn't really matter too much when you're listening. No.
Well, actually, sometimes they creak.
Yeah,
but
that's common with a lot of closed back headphones, to be honest. But yes. Oh, what do we have to have?
Yeah, we have to have them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yes, I think when we received them, I didn't have very high expectations at all, and I remember first hearing them, and I was very impressed straight away. I think, as you said, build quality.
They're really. I'd say what's good about them, and what really surprised me the most. I'm sorry, I'm speaking like that hobby.
That's fine.
Because they're closed back. Generally, their closed back design isn't the best true high fidelity sounding headphones. Open backed is because it lets the diaphragm breathe. So they're going to give you the best possible sound open ones. But the main problem with closed back designs is you get a kind of woolly, boomy, kind of muddy bass thing going on because of the sort of the rear of the speaker or the diaphragm driver in there being kind of encased, so it doesn't. It's kind of got a pressure differential between its back and forward movement, and also the actual having a cupped thing encasing them. Kind of, it's like a resonant echoing, or not echoing, but it's an acoustic environment that it's in. So you kind of get a lot of bass build up in
but you can
closed back, well, most you do. And what I was really surprised with these is that wasn't really evident. The bass is tight and it's really clear and defined and not overwhelming.
Yeah, I think I had the same impression on first listening. I think there's definitely quite a tightness in the low end that I wasn't expecting. Again, as a result of them being closed back, I thought that they were going to be more. Closed back is solid back, so they're not open like some of the other headphones. So we're going to compare them. Or actually, Noontec, that's the company that sent us these, has gone straight in at the deep end, I suppose, and well, maybe not the deepest end, but quite far down, because we have a lot of high-end gear, and so we're going to be comparing them. And actually, after first impressions, when I really started going through the process of listening to them in comparison to other headphones, part way through that process, I realised that it was just completely unfair, and but nevertheless, I think it's an interesting thing to do, right? Because they're
definitely. Well, seeing how they kind of hold their own with with much higher cost headphones, really.
Right, we want to directly compare the Noontec Hammo Wireless Headphone with the closest thing that we currently have right now, which is also made for use in the studio, which is the Technica ATH-M50X.
This is also the fairest comparison you've got as well, because they're the closest in price to these.
They're closed back.
And they're closed back, which is the main thing.
These have Bluetooth to start off with. They have Bluetooth. They don't. Your turn.
No, that was a good comparison. Well, in terms of the sound signature, these are a lot more tilted towards the low end. They're a lot kind of more bass heavy, which I personally don't like in headphones. They just sound muddier to me.
This is the Technica you're talking about.
And they lose detail. Whereas these are more tilted to the upper mid and higher frequency range, the kind of air part of it, which tends to, for me, is more pleasant to listen to, and you also get a lot more detail from them, I think. So for me, I'm surprised to say, but considering the price, that these I prefer to those. So
the comparative price in the UK, what the dollar price is, I don't know if that's what it's going to be in the UK market actually, but they're $99, the Noontecs. So let's say they're £75, which would be the equivalent. These are 125, so they're significantly more expensive.
It's like half again.
Those have less isolation.
Yeah, so that's definitely. They're not as. These have a more substantial kind of insulated back, I suppose. Whereas these definitely don't give you as much kind of ambient noise reduction.
So I'm going to talk about what I think in terms of the sound difference. I actually think that the Noontecs, as you said, have more detail, and maybe certainly for like critical listening, these would be better. The Noontecs would be better than the Audio Technicas for critical listening. For tracking, which is, I don't know who's watching this. When you're tracking, you're basically playing your instrument and listening to the mix, you're monitoring what you're playing. So you need some isolation. So these Audio Technicas will probably be better for that. General listening, I think the Noontecs probably win. Build quality, it's kind of quite similar. I like this headband on the Noontecs. I like the fact that they fold away. You know, I like the comfort.
They're a lot lighter as well than those, actually, aren't
they? They feel lighter on your head. I'm not sure if they are.
No, they are definitely a bit lighter.
Yeah.
But they are slightly smaller, I think, in a lot of respects.
So I think, my opinion, in a head-to-head, if I had to choose, and I wasn't thinking about just tracking because of the isolation, I'd probably go with the Noontecs, which is a big win considering the price. I mean,
and Audio Technica are really well established.
So a big reason for the difference in what we've just spoken about in the detail between the Noontecs and the Audio Technicas is, I believe, well, of course, the drivers. And Noontec talk on their website about the 50mm driver that they're using. And so I'm quickly going to go through and just compare to a few other headphones right now, just very quick. So we've got the Sennheiser HD600. The big difference between the two, so you think, okay, this is a £300 headphone and this is a £75 headphone. What's the difference? This has got the detail, all the detail you need. The 600, the HD600, has the detail. It's smoother. These can be a bit pushy in the upper mids and can be somewhat fatiguing over time to listen to, in my opinion. These have a kind of openness, but then they're open back headphones.
Well, and that's got a lot to do with fatigue as well. All closed back headphones give you fatigue because the driver can't breathe and you're getting more pressure direct to your ears.
And I think that these just have a certain kind of I don't know how to put it, but it's basically like an openness to the sound and a really nice balance and smoothness to the highs, and the whole sound is quite different. So that's them, and then we've got the HD800, Sennheiser HD800, and these are what, £1,000, something like that. So then another step up, in my opinion. These are in a league of their own compared to everything that we're talking about today. Not really fair to compare them, but they do say that they're a professional monitor headphone, so they're doing it. These sound a lot more smooth, they're less fatiguing, they're really nicely balanced, the detail is incredible right the way up, but also they're not, you don't get any of this kind of blurriness in any point in the frequency
everything's
spectrum.
distinct, like lows, mids, highs, and everything in between. It's all, everything's there. Basically, nothing's too dominant.
Yeah, it kind of feels like you can point to exactly where everything is, and you can tell exactly where it is in the mix, and it's just so that's them. Really quick, also compared to the Ultimate Ears UE900S in-ear monitor. These sound fantastic in my opinion. I really like them. They've also got quite a lot of low that actually the Noontecs have not a lot of sub. So that's where I think that if there's anywhere there's two places in that I think that these are not as good as the best, because these are all expensive solutions. It's the low, the sub, and in a slight push in the great, okay, thanks for your input. If anywhere, where I think that the Noontecs are not quite up there with the best, we are comparing them to the best, the UE900S and the HD800 and HD600 from Sennheiser. It is in the low, so the sub is not as present as I'd quite like it to be, not as open, and but at the same time they're closed backs, and also they don't have that muddy kind of woolly nastiness that some closed back headphones have. And then the other places in the upper mids, they can be quite pushy and quite maybe what I would say is the high in the really high end headphones is smoother, just more pleasant. But having said that, these have great detail, quite a remarkable, unbelievable price, great features, they're really comfortable, they're wireless, and I think if, you know...
I think, for example, if your budget for some headphones is about 100 quid...
£100.
£100.
Great British pounds sterling, yeah.
I don't think there's much that can compete with those, really. I mean, that's...
I haven't heard anything at that price range.
That's less than Sennheiser Momentums. It's less than loads of stuff by kind of AKG and...
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't really give specific model names, but I've listened to lots of headphones by a lot of different manufacturers in that price range, and yeah, they definitely surpass them, I think.
These would be really, really good for commuting, and for someone who doesn't want to spend too much but wants that high detail, you know, that's genuinely a good sounding headphone with Bluetooth capability, good build quality, great comfort, and a fantastic carrying case, and also the wired option. Yep, there's upsides and downsides. Downside is
to everything.
Yeah.
I mean, and just to balance that, I mean, obviously comparing them to either of these headphones is completely unfair, but we thought we might as well, you know, see how close they can get. But these, I personally have a massive issue with. They don't stay on my head, so they
that's a problem with your head, not the headphone.
No, it's a problem with these. I prefer to using the 600s, which are a step down from these in quality. You know, the same manufacturer. These are ones above the 600s. But I just can't use them, especially if I'm tracking guitars. My head moves around and these move around, and it kind of changes the whole sound stage as they sort of shift about on my head, and then sometimes they fall off.
Yeah, you're worried about them falling off.
Yeah.
But I never play an instrument with those, so I guess that definitely wouldn't happen with these, that's for sure. They stay put. But you know, so the downsides, I guess, in summary for the Noontecs, the isolation could be better. You know, for tracking use in the studio, and also it's not just so you can't hear what's going on outside the headphone. It's also so that
spill doesn't
the mic
get onto a mic.
But so then there's that, and then there's slightly recessed lows, slightly pushy upper mids. Other than that, I don't think there's any downsides, and there's upsides, great detail. We've already gone through it all, so you know, and the price is ridiculous.
Yeah,
so
I mean, they blew me away for the price. Definitely.
Yeah, I remember when they were first delivered, we were actually quite taken aback, weren't we? So then we spent quite a while going through it in detail, you know, in comparison to all these different headphones that we've got access to. So that's my take and your take on the Noontec Hammo Wireless. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.